the last video cut out, I was saying that Descartes was a big contributor to the scientific method, and he actually wrote a book called The Discourse on the Method for Rightly Conducting Reason and Seeking Truth in the Sciences, sometimes just called, often most times just called, The Discourse on Method. But the full title is interesting, and I used to ask the class, if we were in class, I would ask you, what's the most important word in the title? Everybody guesses, and the answer is, of course, the. Discourse on the method for rightly conducting reason and seeking truth in the sciences. You have to understand, Descartes looking for the method for rightly using our God-given gift of reason. If we could just figure out how to use this thing, this hardware properly, we can understand the world. We can make all kinds of advances in science and technology, because Descartes looks over the past and he says, look at what people have been doing for so long, talking about the forms and being and all this other stuff. They've been mucking around for all these years. If we can just figure out how to rightly use reason, we can make leaps and bounds in knowledge, right? And that's why the modern turn is the turn to epistemology, to the subject. Okay. And Descartes' method that he ends up figuring out is a method of methodological doubt, which we're going to come back to. But it's a kind of radical skepticism that allows him to find apodictic certainty. That just means certitude. He says to himself, look, I look over, he actually, the story goes, he put himself in a cabin and said, I'm not leaving here until I figure this out, until I find something that's absolutely certain, because we've been accepting too many premises, too many arguments with that could be doubted. So he says, you know what? I'm going to doubt something. Even if it's ridiculous to doubt it, I'm going to doubt it. And we'll come back to that in the next video. But first I want to talk about the scientific revolution in the next one.